Hey guys, in this video we want to compare and order rational numbers. What does that mean? Well, we want to learn how to order and compare fractions and decimals and percent. That's our goal. Alright, let's look at our question here. Which of these numbers is closest to negative 4.3? So they're going to give you a list of numbers and I'm going to find which one's closest to that. So I have to be able to order those and compare them. Alright, let's keep going. This is a hard concept. We've struggled in the past on this. So take good notes and re-watch the video if you need to and follow the steps that I show you to do. Alright, let's review. Remember, there's different ways to write the same number. For example, if you have 3/5, well, that's equal to 0.6 if I divide it. And that's equal if I kick it over to 60%. They all are on the same spot on a number line. Same with 1 1/5. 1 1/5 is 1.2, which is the same as 120%. They're all a little bit past 1. They're the same exact spot, just different ways to write them. So with that in mind, let's start our lesson. We got a couple new symbols, a couple old. Now you got to get away from the alligator eats the biggest one. We got to start learning which symbol this is. So I was watching a video last night, and the guy wrote less. He looked at the less than sign as an L. So less is a L. If that helps you to remember, great. Whatever it takes. I do a little differently. I go the way it points. Like this is greater than, because when I go up the number line the way it points, I get bigger. So that's, I see greater than here. And this one's less. Equal, you know, this is new. Write this down. This is less than or equal to. So it's kind of a combination of equal and less than sign put together. And this one's greater than or equal to. So it's either greater or equal to will be true. Alright, here's an example. If I have 2.2 is less than or equal to 2.2, well, they're equal. Yeah, well, now the equal sign catches them. So this would be true. And remember with negatives, negative 2 is less than negative 1.9. So remember with negatives, the bigger is actually the smaller one. Alright, let's try. Alright, here's our steps we're going to follow. So I want to take these numbers and put them in order least to greatest. I want to put the smallest and I want to put the largest. Well, to do that, we want to convert them and change them all to a decimal. Could you do fractions? Yeah. Could you do percents? Kick them all to percents? Sure. So whatever is easy for you. Usually decimals are the best and the easiest for kids to see. So I'm going to convert these. So I'm going to take 3 divided by 2, and that's going to be 1.5. Trying to hurry here, so this isn't a 20-minute video. And then 1 3/4 is 1.75. And then 155%. Remember, you got to kick it over 2 spots. So that's going to be 1.55. Looks like the biggest, but it's not. And the last one's 1.6. So I've converted them all to a decimal. Now I want to add zeros if I need them. I want them all to go out to the same spot. So they're all going to go out to the hundredths. Makes it a little easier to see. And that's real easy now. Now I can start comparing. If you look, they're all 1. And then I got a 5 and a 6 and a 7. Well, I got 2 5s. So just stick with these two now. Now I want to look at these two. I want to go to the next spot. Like we were looking through words in a dictionary. Just like you do with words, you start with the A, then if they're all A's, then you go out to the next letter, and they're all the same, you go to the next. We do the same with numbers here. So I go out to the next spot, and I know this one's going to be the smallest, 1.5. And I want to write the original. Don't put 1.5 for your answer. Put the original number that was there, which is 3/2. I'm going to cross that out. So this one's the next one. So actually 155% is my next biggest number. Alright? And if you can look, it's easy now. You got a 6 and a 7. 1.6 is going to be next. And 1 3/4 is going to be my biggest number. Okay? Alright, write these steps down. And then let's follow them again on the next problem here. So I want to put these all in the correct position, Oh, now I got that new symbol. Well, this is going to, it points down the number line, or you can write less. This is the less than or equal to. So this number has to be less than this number. So like 1 is less than or equal to 2, and 2 is less than or equal to, let's say, 3, and 3 is less. So when you see this symbol, the biggest number is going to go over here. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. The alligator eats the biggest one, Mr. Yeah, yep, the alligator is going to eat, this is going to be the biggest number. This is going to be the smaller, just a different way to write least to greatest. So let's figure this problem out. Which one goes here? Well, let's kick them all to decimals again, and let's line them up. So 2.3 repeating. Oh, now I got a repeating here. So how many do we put in? Well, I'm going to put out 3, and we'll start. If I need to add one, I'll put one in. And then 230%. Well, that's over 100%. So it's going to be bigger. It's going to be 2.3 and 0. And I'm just going to add a 0 here to keep them all out to the same spot. 2.33. And I'm going to add a 0 because I'm kind of doing all these steps kind of quickly here together. My last one, 2/5. Alright, leave the 2 alone. And then 2 out of 5 is the same as 4 out of 10. Yeah, just double them, which is 4/10. So that's 0.4. And I'm going to add some zeros. Okay, now you got a lot of 3's here. So let's just take them in order now. Okay, they're all equal. Okay, now I got some 3's and a 4. Well, these are my smaller ones. So I'm going to come back to this one. So let's go to the next one. Now I got a 0 here. So there, yep, this one's going to be my smallest. So actually 230% looks big, but it's, with this group of numbers, it's going to be my smallest one. Alright, let's go to the next one. So now, so they're equal, and this one's out. So these two are equal. Keep going out. Now I got the 0 right here. So this one's going to terminate, and it's going to be smaller than 2.3 repeating. So 2.33. Cross that out. And now I get my repeating. It's going to be my next 2.3 repeating, because it's going to keep on going. And then finally, what's left over? 2.4. Good. It's pretty easy. Alright, let's keep going quick. Now they throw in negatives. And remember, with negatives, we talked about earlier, the bigger number is actually going to be the smaller, and vice versa. The smaller number is actually going to be the bigger. So it's easy. Instead of putting your smaller number here like we've been doing, put the smaller one right here. Put the smaller one right here, because it's going to be closer to 0. Okay? So keep that in mind. Alright, let's start writing them out. So I got negative 5.42. Gotta go quick here. Negative 2, negative 5 and 2/5. You know, that's negative 5.4. And now I gotta add a 0. Keep them out. And then I got negative 5.425. Oh, now I went out. So I'm going to add some more zeros here. Keep them all out to the same spot. Now I got a repeating. This is going to repeat. Remember, if it's over 9, it's going to repeat. If you can't remember, just take 4 divided by 9. So don't worry about the 5. Just bring the 5 down. And yep, it's going to repeat. So I'm going to bring it out here. I'm going to just go dot, dot, dot. So if I need to add another 4, I can. So I got them all lined up. And I want to start to compare them now. So all equal. 4, 4. Well, they're all equal in the tenths. Now I got a 0 right here. So this is going to be my smaller number. But with negatives, it's actually going to be my biggest. Remember, we got to flip it around. Don't put it here. Let's put it here because it's going to be closer to 0. So remember which one this was. Yep, it's right here. So write the original. Negative 5 and 2/5, because it's going to be closer to 0. So I'm going to get rid of that one. What's next? Well, I got a couple of 2's here, and then go out to the next. Now I got a 0. So I got negative 5.42. Now I'm going to work backwards here. That's going to be my next larger one. So I'm going to cross that one out, and then I'm going to go out to here, and that's negative 5.425. And then there's only one left, which is going to be that repeating 444, because that's going to be my smaller one, because it's farther away from 0. Just like owing money. Oop, yep, I messed up. Can I sneak it in there? No, I better erase it here. So, get my big eraser out there. So it's negative 5 and 4/9. Alright, let's keep cruising here. A couple more. Which of the following makes this statement true? So it's a little bit different. I want to know which ones are less than, which numbers, which of these are less than or equal to 0.5. So first thing I want to do again is kick them all to a decimal. So if I take 8 divided by 16, yeah, you may have seen it. Hey, that's easy. That's a half, 0.5. 45%, kick it over to 0.45. 3/5, 3 out of 5 is 6 out of 10. 6/10. I want to add a 0. Keep them out there. And anything over 9, you're right. You remember? It's going to repeat. So I'm going to put out a couple of 5s. Well, I'm going to see I'm going to get a couple of 5s in the same spot. So I'm going to add one more 0 to all of these. And it's repeating, so I'm going to add another 5. Just to remind myself, I can add another one, but I think we're good there. So which one of these are less than 0.5? So let's look. This is going to be my smaller one right here. Is this going to be less than or equal to 0.5? Well, let's add some zeros so you can see. So just look, it's like 450 thousandths. And this one's 500. Yeah, that's going to be smaller. So 0.45, which was 45%, is going to make that true. It's going to be less than 0.5. Alright, let's keep going. Wait, how about the next one? Let's go here. The next one, I got a 5, 5, and a 5. Go out the next spot, 5, 0. So let's look at the next bigger number. Is 0.5 the same as 0.5? Yep, now that less than or equal to will catch the number that's equal to. And that was my first one. That was 8/16. So yes, that's going to work. How about 0.555? Well, that's 555, and that's going to be bigger than 500 or 0.5. So the rest of these two are not going to make this true, so I'm going to leave them out. All right, let's go to the next question here. All right, oh, we're wrapping it up. So let's answer that original question. Which one of these are closest to negative 4.3? So I want to line up the decimal point here and kick them all the decimals, follow the same rule. So if I have negative 5.42, again, I wrote down these steps to review. We got to follow step by step. That's a lot of writing. Well, yeah, we're going to do a little writing on these. So let's write them out. And negative 5 2/5. 2 out of 5 is 4 out of 10, 4/10. Add a 0. Kind of combining these three, I'm kind of combining all in one. Negative 5.425. And, yep, you're right. Let's add a 0. Keep them all out there. And negative 5 4/9. That's going to repeat, you know. If it's over 9, it's going to repeat. So let's put some 4s out here. I'm just going to remind myself it's going to keep on going. Okay. Where is, I'm going to add a few zeros to this as well. So I'm looking to see where is it located in here. So let's put them in order so you could see. Let's put these in order before we deal with the negative 4.3. So we're all equal here. All equal here. So remember, this is the smaller one right here because I got a 0 and a 2 and a 2 and a 4. But with negatives, it's actually the biggest because it's closest to 0. So negative 5.4. I'm going to keep my zeros here because I don't have to write them out. I just got to figure out which one's closest. So I'm going to write it so I can see where it falls. So that one's out. What's my next one? Well, I got a 2 and a 2, and then I go up 0. So negative 5.420. Okay, so then this is going to be the next one. Negative 5.425 is my next one. And my last one's going to be negative 5.444. So I'm going to keep putting them out in order. Now I want to find out, where does this negative 4.3? Well, I'm going to bring out the same placeholders. I'm going to add a couple zeros. So it's like negative 4 and 300 thousandths. Well, where's the 300 going to fall? Well, there's 400. There's 420. Where's 4.3 going to fall? Well, it's going to be less than here. Negative 4.3 is actually going to fall right here. Yeah, it's actually smaller. It's going to be the closest to 0. It's not the smaller, excuse me. It's the biggest one. It's going to fall right here. So this is actually a really easy problem. This is going to be the number that's going to be closest to it. So if you look, which one was that? Well, that was my second one. It was right here. So to answer the question, which one's closest to negative 4.3? Yeah, negative 5.4, negative 5 2/5. Because the other ones are all going to be, they're all going to be smaller. All right, can you follow these steps? Yeah, take your time, write things down, line them up, and then you'll get it. All right, we'll see you next time.